Well, hello to you fine, fancy, and very fashionable people and who you want to be. My name is Sam, and I would like to welcome you all once again to newest installment of the weekly series of Weird Mind Newsroom, even through a bit of a coldy voice. Where for this week we'll be giving a focused discussion of many new releases, some trailers, and a news story or two. So let's not waste time on all these introductions and let's get discussing all things media that we have for another week.
So, how about that airline food?
On the first of new releases of this week is one that is taking a new perspective on someone's life, but giving a new reworked focus to it all, and giving one hell of an interesting set list for some stand-up, as with the release of the all-new film that's known simply as Is This Thing On? Now, based on the life of comedian John Bishop, the film follows Alex, played by Will Arnett, a man facing both middle age and an impending divorce, who will soon find new purpose in the New York comedy scene, while his wife Tess, played by Laura Dern, confronts the sacrifices she made for their family. The reception of this film has been very well received, with praise on the performances of Arnett and Dern, and for the directing of Bradley Cooper, and for telling a well-established take on the life of one of Britain's most well-known famous comedians. If you want a good laugh and watch, then you can catch this new film out now in cinemas. On the first of the horror films for this week is one that will take the perspective of the concept of evolution, where we may have seen the ideals of the species becoming the dominant creature that ruled the planet in a franchise of films. In this case, it'll be more something that could have been seen as a simple equal person take a turn for the worse, and a lot more deadly, as with the release of the new film focusing on a certain animal with the release of Primate. In the film, we'll see Lucy's tropical island homecoming turn deadly when her family's clever chimp Ben become rabid. With her father away and no one coming, Paris becomes a prison as Lucy and her friends fight for survival against a pet that once trusted. Reception on the new horror has seen some well-received reception with praise on the simple yet effective horror and interesting kills, though the film could be seen a little basic to reach the fullest of potentials. Though if you want to see what happens to Ben, then you can check this new film also out now in cinemas. As for the second horror-based title for this week and the second video game-based adaptation of the year, it's time we take a look at a project that has been developing for a better part of 3 years, and for the take on the creative project prowess of the community on YouTube to take their step into a full film creation. As when the world goes silent and mysterious anomalies begin in the bloody ocean depths, it begs the question if this mission is really a sense of purpose or a sacrifice. As its YouTube station Markiplier brings us its directorial and self-financed adaptation of Iron Lung. The film will be set in a post-apocalyptic future after the event known as the Quiet Rapture cause all stars and habitable planets in the universe to disappear or basically become extinct, and we'll see a convict played by Markiplier be sent to explore an ocean of blood discovered a desolate moon using a poorly constructed midget submarine nicknamed the Iron Lung to retrieve an important subject at the bottom of this ocean. The reception on this adaptation has seen some mixed but modest reception for critics and praise from audiences, with the praise on the performance of the lead and for direction of Markiplier in his directorial debut. Though some critiques seem to push for the first half as being a little slow and could have been done a little better in the runtime reduction, but still seen as a strong start in the directing field. I'll definitely be giving this a look to support my man Markiplier. If you want to become part of the expedition to the Blood Moon Ocean, then you can check this film out now, also in cinemas. Our fourth release of the film is bringing us the whole action-based movie in the week, and this starts with the action man, the gruff voice that will take action in all forms of a job into his own hands. It's the annual Jason Statham-led movie, and the first of them for this year, from what I believe, as he released the new film known as Shelter. They're set on a remote coastal island. A former assassin, played by Statham, living in self-imposed exile, rescues a young girl from a deadly storm. As their lives start to intertwine, he must protect the orphan while battling enemies from his past. The reception of this film seems to be well received, with praise on its enjoyable action and narrative, even if the concept narrative itself may be a little generic or basic, like it was heard from the past, but sometimes simplicity can still be enjoyable. If you want to check it out for yourself, then you can catch this film also out now itself in cinemas. The last of the films for this week is in the focus of another all-out action movie with two heavy hitters at the helm. All-out chaos, action, mystery, and some possible heart mixed all together for this new endeavor, as with the release of the all-new movie that's known simply as Wrecking Crew. In the film follows two half-brothers played by Jason Momoa and Dave Bautista, a loose cannon cop and a disciplined Navy SEAL who must work together to unravel a conspiracy behind their murders of their father somewhere in Hawaii. The reception on this new film has seen some decent reception as well, with praise on the leads of Bautista and Momoa, and for all of the all-out action and for a sense of heart splintered in there as well. And if you want to check it out for yourself, you can catch this new film out now, in particular on Amazon Prime. Now moving over to television, the first of the big shows for the week is taking us to the realm of superheroes, and the first of many of this year itself, as it's taking a bit more of a meta-based outcome to this overall project, where in the world of heroes, gods, and powerful beings, sometimes we have to wonder if people that live in this world and want to play them in fiction is that they also have a sense of fatigue in this universe, and for those that want to get their name in the industry, will some underlying secret affect those chances? Well, that is what we are about to find out here with this overall project, as with the release of the first of the MCU-based projects of this year with a new series of Wonder Man. Now, the series will be formed of a Hollywood satire about the superhero genre and will follow Simon Williams, an actor who gains superpowers after a lab accident and finds himself embroiled in a criminal conspiracy and teaming up with former disgraced actor Trevor Slaley, who investigates a company and its connection to ionic radiation, which is maybe a threat to others, and also explore elements of his family relationships as well as his career struggles in a world where real superheroes exist, as auditions for a role of a remake to a classic superhero film. Reception on this new series seems to be very well received, with praise on its more grounded story and performances, especially the dynamic of Abdul Mateen II and Ben Kingsley, and for its unique take on the world of the Marvel Universe and the industry of film and television in the acting space. It's also seen as continuing the recent trend of Marvel getting back on the right track. If you want to check it out for yourself, you can catch the full 8-episode series now on Disney+. As for the second TV show this week, is going from superheroes to more in the realm of class, grace, elegance, scandal, gossip, and even as far as a little steamy, or in some cases, fuck, as it's time to return to the high society location of family and follow another story of love being made and formed in strange and mysterious ways, as we have the release of the first part of season 4 of Bridgerton. And the season will focus on Benedict Bridgerton's Cinderella love story with Sophie Beck, a resourceful maid that loosely inspired by an offer from a gentleman, which includes masquerade balls, class divides, and conflict between Bennett's fantasy of the Lady in Silver and his reality with Sophie, who faces challenges with her from her cruel stepmother, Lady Amantia Gunn, promising fairy tale romance and a dose of gritty reality. The reception on this new season, first part, is so far well received, with praising its characters and focus this season and its fairy tale that is sweet, steamy, and engrossing as ever. Even the narrative and concept can come off as the usual case of predictable. If you want to check it out for yourself, you can catch Volume 1 out now on Netflix, with the second volume dropping in a month's time on February 26th. On the side of games for this week, this first one has been a bit of a conversation for the better half of nearly 2 months now, since it was first unveiled at the Game Awards, and for the reason so being the final game announced at the event. There has been a lot of debate and discussion of its placement and concept, but it looks like it's time to suit up, gear up, mount up, and prepare for battle where possible, as we have the release of the all-new Battle 3v3 title of HighGuard. In this new PvP-based raid shooter game, you hold control of a warden, characters who are seen as arcane gunslingers as you fight for control over a mythical continent where you must battle to prove victorious from methods of shield breaking and other forms of battle modes to become victorious. Now, reception on this tale has been a bit of a mixed reception, as while the blending of familiar tropes across other looters and raid shooters are present, the mix of them have provided a real nice sense of freshness, appeal, and seems to work well. Though the game seems to suffer from long load times as well as some performance issues and matchmaking, and seems a bit more of a heated debate across the opinions of players on the internet. But that's expected to happen, or just a hate because some say it's bad to think that they are smart, or because negativity gets more views and clicks. But if you want to try it out for yourself, then the game is now free to play now on PC, Xbox Series X and S, and PS5. The last new releases of this week is the last titles for the games, and seeing us return to a world and battle against the concept of the gods and slaying the all-powerful for the protection of the mortal realm and for your own kind in general, as we have the release of the all-new entry in this RPG franchise with Code Vein 2. In this title, you will take on the role of the Revenant Hunter, an undead human with a form of vampiric abilities as you fight against horrors, beings corrupted by a mysterious entity known as the Lunarapicus. The hunter is accompanied by a girl named Lou who can manipulate time and will help to travel to the past to alter events in the present and future and save all of humanity. The reception of this follow-up seems to also be mixed to modest at best, though while the story and visuals are well praised, the game's overall nature and gameplay qualities left much to be desired, and some sense of inconsistencies occurring throughout. But if you want to play it for yourself, you can play it now on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC as well. With all that regard now, that's all the new releases that we have for this week.
Let me break it down for you, Mark.
On the first of the two trailers this week is one that was accidentally overlooked from last week, and I want to just make a quick fix to that and put it into this week. As it seems to be a theme of the world of superheroes for the trailer section, it's time to return to a world of heroes outside the usual Marvel DC affair, rather focus on titles from other studios. In this case, of the past trauma and trying to do better for the former heroes once did, how far will one push themselves to do better, and how long that they left before they've been given and how long they have left. As we've been given the official trailer for the 4th season to the popular animated superhero series of Invincible. Then the season will be focused on the narrative of the Virtuemite War storyline from the comics and follow the global catastrophe from the end of the last season, with a changed Mark struggling with guilt as he struggles to fight and protect his home and the people he loves, setting him on a collision course with a powerful new entity, threat known as Frag, that could alter the fate of humanity forever. So in most cases, I do need to get a bit of a catch up on this series. It seems to be like this one showing great potential and a strong focus in making the jump from comics to adaptation done successfully, and I can see its appeal and action does look solid, even if some some minor tweaks and issues people point out needing a little work on, avoiding another dumb mid-season break for 3 months as well, like season 2 did. But I can see there's being a big all-out battle. I have to wonder if this will be the final season or if there is more of the comics to adapt before it runs its course. But I guess we'll find out in due time with it all, as a new season will be dropping on Amazon Prime in about a month and a half's time from the 18th of March. And our second and final trailer for this week is jumping back over to the MCU, and in this case we're going back to more of the gritty and darker reality and seeing the effects of a corrupt system looming over a world taking form, but in the shadows resistance will rise to dismantle it, as the man without fear is back once again to take the fight into his own hands, as with the release of the trailer for the second season of Daredevil Born Again. The new season will see Daredevil, or Matt Murdock, gathering a team of allies to resist against Wilson Fisk, or the Kingpin, who has become the mayor of New York, and take down his anti-vigilante task force, or the ABTF, while Matt faces against intense violent action in a city plagued by corruption and martial law. So I've seen it from this series that there is a bit of a divide from the first season that seems to be finding some enjoyment, while others still says it pales in comparison to the original series from Netflix. And I can see both sides, but I enjoyed my time with it, and I felt it was bound to go much bigger with this MCU-based establishment. And it looks like more from that era will be making a jump over as well, as good old private investigator Jessica Jones has returned for this new season and joining in on the fight. And while some have complained about the music choice for this teaser and having a bit more of an upbeat tone, it's still giving much of the heavy gritty violence this series is known for. Now I'm sure they are about to go all in and making it the original Netflix trilogy of seasons and bringing those a little uncertain from season 1 back. I'm looking forward to this, and it's not too long away either, as this new season will now get a new release date, just slightly delayed, as it will appear from the shadows on Disney Plus from the 24th of March. Of all that regards now, it's all the trailers that we have for this week.
Rico, what is this? This is absurd. I'm George.
So this week's news stories were a bit quieter in terms of story, so you know what that means. It's time for the hodgepodge, with a selection of stories that may not be the most connective in ways, but all have some semblance of focus to them, all a bit like the first looks, release dates, castings, and some more announcements of items or projects in the future. But let's get into the discussions and what we have presented to us from this week then. So we'll start with one that may be a bit of a weekly one at this point, possibly, but we're talking once again more on Legos. If you can't tell at this point, I do love this brand in general. It seems to be a case that it's nearly every week we have been given more and more new reasons to buy this product, and also more and more reasons for why my wallet is probably screaming at me. But they know I'm good for it in general, and it seems to be a case that over the last few days we have seen a lot of big new sets unveiled, which includes some more additions to the soon released Smart Brick range, with more on Star Wars, including a small Millennium Falcon, the Mos Eisley Cantina, a speeder bike and ATSD on Endor, and Yoda's Swamp Cabin and Training Grounds, to name just a few, as well as some more rumored sets confirmed, including a now giant build Winnie the Pooh and his Pot of Honey set for release at the start of next month at €150. Now say it will be within a few days or hours that the set will be released for it, that will have been altered built into a Millennium Falcon and reworked to the design of the version from the Blood and Honey movies, as well as a smaller affordable Piglet build for $40. And lastly is a good giant build minifig of the original Blue Spaceman coming out the same day as well, that with some slight modding could make him Benny from the Lego movie. However, that is not the focus ones I have in mind, as we're more talking another rumored set in the works that's possibly on the way later in the year, and involves an iconic character in pop culture. As according to some rumors and sources on the interwebs, we may be getting both a minifig line and possible large build based on the popular green ogre of Shrek. Now, the minifig range is not the most surprising, given that the brands have had their collectible versions of characters from Marvel, Disney, the Lego films, and their long-running series, as well as ones based on Shrek seems like a likely one, with plenty of options to have a full 10 to 16 minifig range to choose from across the currently 4 released movies, and maybe even the 2 Puss in Boots films as well, but we'll see. And will be the usual price that many mystery box figs will cost now at this point. Now, it's not the only one that is part of this rumor, as it looks like there's another one in mind, as it looks like there is going to be a large build set releasing around the same time. There'll be a bit of a large build of Shrek and Donkey coming out at the same time from the reports, just includes a possible minifig of them and one of Puss in Boots, and cost-wise seems to be aiming around 140, 150 from the reports, but it could be a lot different. Now, this is not the first time a Shrek set has been considered, as on the LEGO Ideas page, there was a set floating around of Shrek Swamp that passed the Ideas goal of 10,000 followers, but maybe it could be a case we could see that come along as well. I mean, we've had our fair share of floor-based products and stuff, like, you know, the LEGO Botanical stuff, and as well as a case of, like, giant mossy tree stuff, like the Great Deku Tree from the Legend of Zelda set, but who knows, maybe we can get it. But in the case of things, it's based on the swamp that includes Shrek, Fiona, Donkey, Puss, the triplets, like the case I think even the Magic Mirror and we probably get a few other ones, but you know, maybe we can see it down the line, but I guess we can see in due time. I'm not sure what stage it's on, or if it was like reject or something, possibly a case that could come out, but who knows. But I could see a case with the upcoming film in a year's time as well. We may see some smaller sets based on the films coming along from it as well, but currently things stand, this is all in the realm of rumors and speculation for the moment, but as soon as I hear anything about this as being a real thing, I'll let you know in a later episode. Now this next one is a piece I haven't really done properly in a focus for a while, and this is in the case of the first look aspect for an upcoming project. I know there was the one for Sophie Turner, for Lara Croft, but in all sense it's more of a video aspect of things what this is, and it's to do with a group of upcoming projects in the works and the focus of some famous faces. As this week we have been given our official first look at the 4 main leads of the upcoming biopics based on the members of the Beatles. Now initially this was just from a leaked image from a set of special postcards given to some performers of attendees at a London festival earlier in the week, but it was officially uploaded on about Tuesday or Wednesday of the week with a more cleaner upscaled look at the 4 members, which you may recall will see Paul Mescal play Paul McCartney, Barry Keoghan as Ringo Starr, Harris Dickinson as John Lennon, and Joseph Quinn as George Harrison. And it seems like the choices of the 4 chosen actors really fit the tone and looks of the characters, and it's interesting to see them in their look and form. Plus it's a case that Keoghan has been spotted out and about with his new hairpiece for the project, and I guess it makes sense in all forms with the 4 films being filmed back to back. Yes, it's 4 biopics, not just 1, 4, one for each member. Now it's interesting to see this overall approach that they're going to be doing with the 4 separate films for each member of the group, and if there's much that likes to overlap, or at this point these films will just be seen as too much hassle and become one focal movie altogether, because it seems like quite the ambitious approach to a biopic on a 4-person band. But in all case, I guess we will find out how it all comes about by the release of this 4 films in the spring of 2028, but I guess we shall see in due time. Now, on the focus of this only casting-based news that we have for this week is a confirmation of return to the realm of some new additions for upcoming adaptions, and this is once again over to Amazon with their God of War series. Now, so far with the first cast roundup about maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago already, we were given the official casting of Kratos, Thor, Sif, and initially it was the antagonist of Baldur from the 2018 title, but it turned out that casting's now for the character of Heimdall, with one for Baldur set to focus another time. And there's also the question if they were skipping the first reboot title of the 2018 game and gone straight into Ragnarok. Well, it looks like from the additions, as at least one of them, it may be more confirmed in that aspect, as was announced on Wednesday that Princess Bride and Homeland star Mandy Patinkin has been cast as the Allfather Odin in the series, who's alluded to in the first title but makes more of a presence and is seen as an antagonistic character in this follow-up title. And from the look and tone, I have a good hope that he works well for this role that I've seen some versions of over the years. But it was not the only characters cast as title, as we've also seen another trio of characters confirmed, with a few hours or a day or so later, they had cast Danny Woodburn from Seinfeld and Jeff Golka from X-Files as the dwarf and blacksmith brothers of Brock and Sindri, who will help Kratos and Atreus on their travels in upgrading Kratos' Leviathan's axe and blades of chaos and Atreus' hidden knife and bow. I'm sure they may have some assistance in the series as well as provide some playful jabs at one another. As for one other confirmed casting, is one of the only other game voices confirmed, and keeping it the same without change. It was confirmed that Alistair Duncan was returning back to portray the role of Mimir, the smartest man in all the 9 realms, who will mainly be a reanimated, disembodied head, but he tells many stories and has some good jokes when he can. I feel it makes perfect sense to have him back for this title in some capacity. So for the casting on this series has been really strong, and I'll give it a good hope they know what they are doing, even if they're going all the way to the most recent game itself, and possibly skipping the 2018 title, but I have no idea yet on this plan. So it seems we are down to a few big characters left, and 2 from the previous games to be cast, with Freya and Atreus still have some casting to be done, and probably case with Baldur too. And in some sense, I hope the voice of Kratos of Christopher Judge makes some form of appearance, like maybe as a cameo in the series, but I guess we'll see in due time when it comes from these editions. And if there's anything new or additional castings are made soon enough, I'll provide them as well in a later episode. And the last of the stories of this week is one that was going to be a quarter of a mile at a time, and all in the name of family. As it seems after the uncertainty, elaborate ideas seemed a bit excessive coming from the main star, and possible financial issues resolved, we have now gotten the official release date for the 11th and final entry of the Fast and Furious saga, as on Friday it was announced the film, now entitled Fast Forever, will be releasing on St. Patrick's Day in 2028, so March 17th, 2028. So it seems like there has been a lot of behind the scenes ordeal for this project, as it was initially set set to be out, I believe, either this year or last year or something like that. Then the actor and writer strikes occur, and there was a case of all the films now being a possible 3-part finale, which were quickly debunked. Then there was all this uncertain release windows and crazy concept Vin Diesel kept suggesting, from Ronaldo getting a role in this to trying to bring back Paul Walker from the dead. In amongst his being busy with more music, a film with Rock and Sock and robots, and returns of Triple X and Riddick, and on the inflated budgets with underwhelming returns, it has been taking itself a while to finally make it a proper release, but I guess half a decade to release the second part of this finale after the cliffhanger will have to do. To say I'm intrigued is there though, as I hope at least it's a solid conclusion with more of a Furious 7 than a messy F9 style movie, but I guess we can see by its release in about 2 years time when it's all about family and shit, but I guess we'll see. But what do you make of all these stories? Are you getting at these new sets that are unveiled, and do you see a Lego Shrek set in the future? What are your thoughts with the first look at the 4 actors of the Beatles? Do you think the choices for the God of War series is solid, and who would you cast for the rest of the remaining figures? And will you check out the final Fast and Furious movie, and do you see it being any good? Let me know what you think down below, all your thoughts and discussion down below, and with all that regards, that's all the news that we have for this week.
And as always, I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye!
And now in the case with all that regards, now to M's episode 141 of Weird My Newsroom, and I hope you enjoyed listening to my ramblings for about 20 minutes, even through a kind of more nasally or coldish voice. Anyways, I'm not going to stay too long with this conclusions. Let's get rambling into talking on what we have coming on the channel. So first of all, review stuff. I'm currently well deep into finishing up writings for more stuff in that regards. I'll probably get some over the next few days kind of thing. I want to get this done quick and then get to this other story stuff. Slight delay with kind of editing this video, recording this video and writing up the stuff. I was busy with bits over the weekend, so kind of that thing. But yeah, then a case, well, yeah, there's gonna be more long form, short form reviews. There's gonna be the Snack Taste box office stuff and all different variations stuff from films, television, games, all that stuff. So look forward to those in due time. I'm gonna get to some finished ones that I'm currently in development on, and we'll get to start other ones down the line. So look forward to those. Then the case of gameplays and stuff, I will upload that DK Bonanza video in the next couple days as well. In this regards, a case of things, I'm trying to figure out streaming as well. I was gonna try and do streaming this week, but then I was like just overwhelmed with sickness. Like I had like bad cough, like nasally voice, and just kind of like, I don't want to hear me sound like this, kind of that regards. So yeah, I'm probably gonna maybe start in the next couple of days or so, probably once this all clears up. It's clearing up as it is, but yeah. So DK Bonanza videos come along. I'll get more recordings of that, as well as case of Mario Wonder, Cyberpunk, Star Wars, and start some other games like, you know, Alan Wake, Resident. I'm gonna get some Resident Evils done before the end of this month, because Requiem's month. Let's go. And other games stuff down the line, and maybe I'll stream them, and then maybe like Hollow Knight or bits and pieces. So we'll look forward to those. In the case of long form stuff, the AI Honest Choice video that I promised someone is still happening. Rewatch-a-thon video is gonna still happen. Harmos Bora is still happening. More time-lapse videos is still happening. I can always do those into streams as well. I'm getting through the anticipated media video as it is. I'm just trying to get through the last little bits of write-up and stuff to remember what's coming out this year, and just make sure everything's there, and see if there's any bits I want to take out, or some of those bits is like, some things are not interesting me, but you know, we get the case of things. But we'll get into those regards down the line. But look forward to all the different things here and there when I have the time. My apologies on the delay, just being this all the time, but you get the gist of things. But that regards, now I'm going to end the episode there for now. As always, if you'd like to see here and want to see more from me, then simply like and subscribe. So we'll do stuff every single week, aiming for about 750 to 1,000 subs by the end of this year. So if there's a possibility to do that, I'll be ever so grateful. I'll do some special things. I'll try and do something for this 500 subs thing I got recently, so we'll figure something out. Or let me know below of ideas I can do for 500 subs, a special something. I don't know, I'll figure something out. In the case as well, if you want to get 10% off Pure Crack, you can let me know. You can get down in the link description and use my code Sam Harrison, all caps, no spaces, just to get yourself 10% off and help you through this like kind of still coldish winter period. We're heading into spring now, so look for that kind of thing. It'd be helpful for keeping the energy up and boosting stuff. It's been helping me for a few days. But yeah, with that regards, now I think I should end it there for now. And let me know your thoughts and everything discussed this week down below, from new releases, trailers, and the news stories, stuff like that. Let me know your thoughts and things down below. Well, in that regards, I'll leave there for now. So as always, you all stay beautiful people. Have a great day every day, do many great things, and keeping you because no one else can do what you do. I've been your host, Sam, of course. And I shall see you all in the next episodes. Take care, and I shall see you later.